This lesson we're going to be setting the named ranges. So under the Data tab at the top, select Named Ranges. That's going to pop up the Named Ranges tab in the right-hand side. And from here you can add a range, and then you can use named ranges within formulas and once they're ready to use. So let's create a range, and I'll just call this values. So we'll have some random numbers, and then we'll attach a formula to these numbers. So let's add the named range, and I'll just call it numbers. We'll select the range, so select on the sheet tab here, and then from there highlight the range that you want to use. So we can use the select data, and from there highlight the range that we want to use, or you can type it in manually. So right now it's using sheet 1, and that exclamation mark means that these are the columns that we want to add. So once we've selected the range, we can just hit OK and then done, and that's going to add the named range into the values. And so now if we want to, we can select that named range. I'm going to do a formula in column F by doing the equal sign, and this will just be a sum, and the sum is going to be the range that we want to use. So once we start typing it, we're going to get a drop down of the different named ranges. So there's the numbers range that we selected. You can hit the tab, or you can just click it in order to accept that's the range that you want to use. And then close off the brackets. It's going to highlight in yellow the numbers range and provide the sum of all of those values within the numbers range. If we go back to the range, we can always edit it. So if we want to remove out certain values from that range, then we can update that, and then that's also going to update the value within the formula because it's always going to be using that selected range. So as this range changes, then that will also affect the different formulas. So this is what you can use a named range for, and you can apply multiple named ranges as needed and then call to those and reference those within the formulas. There's also in the top left-hand corner here, once we select the named range, you can also see that this is a named range because it will tell us the value there. So you don't have to open it there anymore. Once you select the named range, then you can select it and see the different named ranges. So right now it's named numbers. If we do want to change it, and I'll just change it to vowels, that's also going to change. So I'm selecting it and typing in a new name for it. And once I press enter, now it's going to be known as VALS for the name box. You can also select the shortcut in order to update the name of the box. And also notice that within the formula, it's automatically going to update to the new name. So now this block of numbers is going to be known as vowels. You can also select the range that you want to use, and by default it will have the column and the row values. So you can select that. So I'm going to call it vowels. And now if I want to create another formula and use sum, by starting to type, I'm going to get both of the named ranges that I have. So this is the second one, and it will indicate what the range is on sheet 1, E6 to E11. Vowels is going to be sheet 1, E2 to E10. So I'm going to select the second one and then use that within the formula. And now it's going to be referencing that second set of values. You can also select it within the formula, and it will list out the sheet that has been selected. It will list out the range that has been selected that's being used. And this is a way to provide more meaning to the various ranges that you're going to have within your spreadsheet, and then be able to select them within the formulas as needed.